Dealt with elbow issues early on in your career. How did you handle getting through that?
I just say kind of allowed me to look at baseball in a different capacity, especially on the pitching side, learning my routine better and kind of just learning how my body works and doing that at an early age. I think that helps going into pro ball, learning a routine of what makes me feel good each and every day. And be able to control the controllables just like better.
How scary was that for you, though? I mean, obviously, your talent's there, and you know that you've got this path, and now all of a sudden you're dealing with that.
I mean, I feel like it could have been worse. Just luckily, like something that I was able to bounce back from pretty quickly. Only a couple months. Like by the time I got back to school, I was able to do everything again. So I was thankful for that. Everybody that helped me along the way in that rehab process. But yeah.
So one of the things about you was when you went from Duke to professional ball, your ERA jumped up to a point where it had never been. But then it seems like you figured something out and you dropped dramatically. They say that the guys that make the pros are the guys that are able to deal with adversity. And what did you do during that period that helped you steady the ship and get back to who you were?
I think a lot of it was just getting used to what pro ball is and experiencing that for the first time. Just getting back to who I know I am. Kind of just having that mindset, just like you're there for a reason, and go out there and show that. And once I got back to that, I was able to go on a roll and then continue that for the rest of the season.
So you mentioned professional ball. How does professional ball differ from ACC baseball? What was the major difference that you found?
I think in college you're with your teammates each and every day. You go to class with them, you go to practice, you live with them. You just become really tight knit, like all year round. When you go to pro ball and you don't know who you're playing with at the beginning, and then you end up gaining these really good relationships as the season goes on. And I think by the end of the year, like the relationships grew, and I think that's why we were so good last year in both Brooklyn and Binghamton. Our relationships on and off the field grew a lot. We became very close, and I think it's easy to go play each and every day and have success when you have those relationships to lean on.
The other thing is people don't really realize what it takes to be a Division I college athlete. And Duke is certainly academically it's tough. You know, how different is it now not having to worry about academics, that's behind you, and just be able to deal with baseball?
I actually kind of struggle with that a little bit because my mind has always been school and baseball, and I like having something else to lean on outside of baseball. So finding new hobbies when school is over to lean on outside of baseball, so that baseball is not all that you think about each and every day. So finding hobbies, that was a learning process as well. But other than that, I mean, I don't have to go to class every day, but like finding stuff to take up the free time and things like that, that took some getting used to because I did it for 21 years of my life. So yeah.
So what was it that you found?
Just little things. Golfing a lot more on the off days. Just hanging out as much as possible with my buddies off the field. Really just trying to, once we're not at the field, not talk about baseball, and not let it consume you, and just let that day be over with and move on to the next, because baseball is so mental that you can't think about it all day or it's going to drive you crazy. So. Yeah.
One of the things that scouts talk about when they talk about your pitching, first of all, the white-mound slider is like number one. Number two, the fastball, but the ability to, what they call it, tunneling, right? That your fastball and your slider tunnel the same way. And now you've been very consumed with learning the changeup as well. How important do you think that third pitch is to have in your arsenal for you to succeed at the major league level?
I mean, I don't think it's going to be the end-all be-all. I think with the fastball slider as both my main pitches, I think I have the confidence and conviction in those that no matter what level that's at, I can get anybody out with those pitches. But it definitely makes your life easier to have a third and fourth pitch, like a changeup and curveball. So yeah, I've been experimenting with that a lot. Like, I think those are two weapons of mine as well, especially the curveball right now, and sprinkling in the changeup. But I don't think it's going to be the end-all be-all. Just the way those tunnel off each other, I think, and how hard hitting is in general. And I know it firsthand, being a hitter most of my life. When you attack with those two, it opens up a lot more when you're able to throw a third and fourth pitch. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be the end-all be-all, but it's nice to have.
It's interesting because you played two-way for quite a while, right? So, and the Mets have tons of guys like that. You know, Carson Bench and Holden Plain. How important is that to also know as the pitcher what the batter could be thinking because you've been on that end?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just shows me on the mound and gives me more confidence that I know how hard hitting is, and I know from first-hand experience, like being with these guys every single day, like knowing what they go through each and every day to prepare, and you never know what pitch is going to come, and it's all basically guessing and reacting, and just understanding that part. It's hard. It's one of the hardest things to do in all sports. And as a pitcher on the mound and understanding that, it gives you no other reason to why wouldn't you attack with your best stuff and see what they can do with it. So that's the mentality I have. Just go after them with the best stuff because I know how hard hitting is from first-hand experience. Yeah.
And how excited are you when you look at the young arms in this organization, including the guys that are already there, like the guys coming, and yourself, and RJ Gordon. There's just so many power arms in this organization. How excited about the future?
I mean, it's really cool. Especially we've been teammates, a lot of us. Jonah was here last year. Jack Wininger, Zach Thorin just moved up. RJ's on his way back. The best part is like we're very close off the field too. In spring training, we're always with each other and we can lean on each other. And it's really cool to have like those conversations with each other, and you learn a lot from both watching and talking to everybody. And it's nice to have a close enough relationship to be able to do that. So that's definitely grown throughout the year. I think the sky's the limit for all of us, and I'm excited to see where everything goes from here on.
And lastly, one guy in the Mets organization that's had the greatest impact on you.
Greatest impact? I don't think it's fair to point out one guy. I mean, the whole pitching department, just everything they do and all the information they gather for us on a daily basis from the analytical guys. I mean, it's just cool to have everything for the first time like at your disposal. And they're always wanting to help. So, I mean, I can't name one guy in the pitching department, but they're all there. They've all been extremely helpful in learning how to be a professional pitcher, and they're always there for us to help us achieve our goal of being a major leaguer. So, yeah, thank all of them.
Look forward to seeing you at Citi Field soon.
Thank you.
Thanks.